Have you ever wondered who really holds the power in our society? In Man in the Sky, Tom MacDonald takes us on a journey through the lies, deceit, and manipulation of those in control, while hinting at a higher force that might be watching over us all.
There's a man in the sky watching over me.
I'm BMR JR, and today we'll break down this thought provoking track and explore how its lyrics reflect both the harsh reality of modern life and the hope of something greater. Let's dive in. In the first verse, Tom MacDonald introduces us to a series of figures in power. He starts with, "There's a man on TV at a desk in a suit. He lies through his teeth and they still call it the news." Here, he criticizes how those we trust for information can be dishonest, painting a picture of a world where truth is manipulated for profit or control. Think about how often we see news that seems more like entertainment or propaganda. This line challenges us to question what we see on TV. He continues with, "There's a man in a white coat whose medicine kills. He loves when you're sick 'cause you pay for his pills." This is a harsh critique of the healthcare system, a reminder that sometimes those who are meant to help us can end up hurting us, all for the sake of profit. It makes us think of real life situations where medical bills can ruin lives and trust is shattered by greed. Then, he mentions a man at the bank who gives you a loan so that you'll buy a house only to later take it away. This reflects the cycle of economic control and exploitation. And finally, he warns about the man who wants you spending your life online, controlling what you see while you think you're searching for truth. These lines together create a vivid picture of how various forces, from media to medicine to money, can shape and even distort our reality. Before we hit the chorus, MacDonald shifts the focus slightly with a personal note. "We'll be fine, babe. If we don't make it through, there's a man in a church who I really hope told me the truth." This line is crucial. It suggests that amidst all the deceit and corruption, there might be a glimmer of honesty, a higher power or a true leader who can guide us. It's a moment that brings in a touch of vulnerability as he acknowledges that in a world full of lies, even our sources of hope can be questionable. Here, the reference to a church and truth makes us think of the importance of integrity and faith. Even if you're surrounded by manipulation, there's a part of you that still clings to the possibility of genuine goodness. The chorus brings the central theme home. Said, "There's a man in the sky watching over me and you. It don't help if he can't fly, it's way past the moon." This is where the song takes an unexpected turn. After detailing all the corrupt figures on the ground, MacDonald introduces the idea of a man in the sky, a higher power that watches over everyone. It's almost as if he's asking, if all these people on earth are so corrupt, could there be someone up above who truly cares? But then, he hits us with another reality check. And there's men here on the ground who just want to burn it down. They want money, they want power, don't want no one else allowed. This contrast between the man in the sky and the man on the ground forces us to think about where our trust should lie. In our own lives, we often struggle to decide who or what we believe in, a corrupt system or the hope for something better. Finally, he adds a personal touch with, "We'll be fine, babe. I'll be the man for you." This line is a promise of protection and reliability amidst chaos, suggesting that even in a flawed world, personal connections can be a beacon of hope. In the second verse, MacDonald continues his critique, this time focusing on various institutions. He points out, "There's a man in the courts sworn to uphold the law, but he's crooked as a fence post and don't do his job. This speaks to the failures of our legal system, how those meant to protect us can instead betray us. Many of us have experienced or heard about corruption in places we expect fairness, and this line captures that bitter reality. He then shifts to education with, there's a man in a classroom who should know the facts, but he's brainwashing kids, teaching English and math. Although it sounds extreme, it reflects a common fear that education sometimes serves more to shape opinions than to inform. It makes us wonder, are we really learning the truth, or are we just being taught to think a certain way? And then he touches on privacy and control, saying, there's a man in your phone who hears everything you say. He knows everywhere you go, every joke you ever made. This line is especially relevant today, where concerns about digital privacy are at an all time high. It's a reminder that our lives are constantly being watched and recorded, often without our consent. Finally, he mentions a man with a bloodline that owns the whole world: airplanes, buildings, gold, and pearls. It's a critique of extreme wealth and inherited power, making us question the fairness of a system where a few control so much. In the bridge, MacDonald shifts the focus to a more spiritual note. He urges us to pray that the man in the sky is watching over us tonight. This plea is a powerful reminder of our search for meaning in a corrupt world. It's about finding comfort in the belief that there's a higher power looking out for us, even when everything else seems to be falling apart. At the same time, he warns us that there are people on earth trying to put us down, to keep us from rising up. But then he promises, I'll hold on to you. I won't let go of you. This line reinforces the idea that despite the corruption and chaos, personal bonds can be a source of strength.